Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Helamán. Helamán is from Mexico, but he lives in Salt Lake City, in Utah, in the USA. So let's see what Helamán has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Let's roll.
Okay, Helamán, so how are you doing today? Are you okay?
I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to meet you. I don't know how you found me, but you found me, so we are here. That's good.
Amazing, we are connected now. Okay, Helamán, so before we start the game, tell me where you're from.
I am from Mexico. I was born and raised there, and then I came to the US a few years ago to pursue a degree, and that's how I ended up here. And currently, I am in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Amazing. So tell me a little bit about your degree. What's your so what did you come to the US to study?
Well, I wish I have decided that earlier. I came to study political science. Funny. I thought I wanted to be in the diplomacy service back then, but then I finished that degree at BYU, Idaho. That's the name of the school. And then I was working for the University of Utah in an outreachment program. And working with the students, I decided, this is not like, I love what I do, but there is something else missing. And I always have like this artistic interest. And then I end up studying photography. So right now I am studying photography. I think that's gonna be it. And at Utah Valley University, UVU. That's the school.
Amazing. Oh, wow. And where in Mexico are you coming from?
It's called, my hometown name is Jalapa. And I come from the state of Veracruz in the East Coast, about 4 hours from Mexico City, central area of the country. Mm-hmm. And that's where I come from, Jalapa, Veracruz.
I see. And all your family are back there? You are the only person living in Salt Lake City?
Yes, I am the only person living here. All my family is in Mexico. And I don't know, I just have this idea. I want to go to study in the US. There was a show back then called The OC. I don't know if you ever saw it.
No.
And it's about the California people and all this life. And you think everything is going to be like California. It's not. So I watched too much TV when I was younger. That was the reason why I decided to come here. But it's been a great experience. I love it. So
amazing. And at the moment, you are just studying photography, or you are working as well?
Well, I was working for a while studying photography, but then the COVID came in, and I just been focusing on the studies. But I need to go back to work soon. But hopefully, it will be something more related with that creative field to gain more experience and things like that. But yes, right now I've been focusing on the photography aspect.
Amazing. Okay, Helamán, so are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my lovely box. Full of random fun questions, okay? What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to play a song just for us to move a little bit before the first question, okay? Let's do it. Okay, Helamán, so just before we start the game, so through the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, I always can change, okay? It's all very friendly. First question for you is, which movie had a big influence on you?
Wow, that is a great question to start this interview. I will say that there are several movies for several reasons. A comedy will be My Best Friend's Wedding, Julia Roberts. I love that movie. It really has been something that I really enjoy in a comedy sense. Inception and Interstellar are mind-blowing. The concept of time travel, what's the universe? Christopher Nolan, I think, is a great director. And one psychological movie will be Closer. Have you seen that movie with Natalie Portman, Julia Roberts? It's about relationships.
I'm not sure. I don't think I have seen this one.
Well, you have to watch it now. It's very like about like what is love, a relationship, and it's very brutal in a psychological sense. So those I will say are the movies, but each one for a different reasons.
All right. And what was the biggest impact that gave to you took for your personal life watching those movies?
Well, it really makes you question, and it really makes you like see and think, what is this reality that we're living? Even the Matrix, if you think about what is this reality, what is life, and in the relationship sense, it's like, okay, how do you find love? How do you connect with somebody? And how do you make it work? And the other one that I mentioned is My Best Friend's Wedding. Well, it's that idea that love is fun and easy and friendship as well, but it was just more entertaining for that one. But I love that. Always makes me laugh. I need to laugh.
For sure, always bring positive vibes, nice vibes, always.
Correct.
Next question, let's do it. Helamán, before the next question, tell me, in your opinion, what's the best part of living in Salt Lake City and what's the most challenging part?
Well, Salt Lake City is an interesting place for several reasons. It was founded by Mormon colonies, so it is heavily religious, but it has become more diverse in the last years. It is located in a valley close to the mountains, and there are a lot of beautiful natural landscapes that are not far away from here. So if you really like nature, you can go into the mountains and you can go and explore that, and you can go to the beautiful Salt Lake, the South Flats, and it's not really far from Idaho for Yellowstone. So nature-wide, it is beautiful. Um, I think the challenge right now will be housing for the upcoming years and pollution. There was a lot of people coming from other states like California, and with the COVID, the prices of the homes went up tremendously. So I think there's going to be a housing problem. And I use public transportation a lot, so I've seen a lot of homeless people, and the homelessness problem, I think it's really severe. So pollution, because it's the valley and the mountains, it traps the pollution. So I think in the next years we're gonna have a conversation about how to revert that, less driving, more public transportation, something like that. So positive, the nature, negatives, the impact on the environment, and I think we're gonna have a housing problem in a few years.
I see. And when you decide to move to the US, why did you choose Salt Lake City? Because of the university?
Well, as you can tell, my name is not very usual.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very Mormon name, LDS name, Latter Day Saint name. My father and my mother converted to the Mormon faith, LDS faith, before I was born. So when I was born, I was given the name of a prophet in the Book of Mormon, which is something that people ask me, where does your name come from? So that's the explanation. And because of that, and because we were very involved in the church, I always felt this connection to this place, and it was the option to come. And I actually was a missionary for 2 years when I was 19. I was sent to other areas in Mexico, but I spent 2 years of my life sharing that message. So the connection was there, and I had friends here, and that's why I ended up here. And after, all the friends in college that I made live here, so that's why I stay here.
Amazing.
I really like it. It's a beautiful place. You should come visit.
Very good, for sure, I will. I have a few guests on the show actually from Salt Lake City.
Oh, great. Hopefully we'll connect after watching this interview.
Absolutely.
We can be friends.
Yes. Next question for you is, who to swap lives with for a day, if you could?
Oh, that is a very interesting question. Whose life would I like to live? Does it have to be somebody alive, or does it have to be somebody from history? Can it be anybody?
Anything can be anyone.
Let's say I will change life with you.
With who?
With you?
With me? Oh my God.
Yeah, one day, why not? I mean, we are in different countries, we have different experiences, and just switching for one day, I mean, you're on the other side making the interview, but I'm here. But, why not? I
Oh
think
my God. I love it.
Experience life in your shoes, and you will experience life in my shoes. So why not? Let's do that.
Amazing. I love the answer. My God, we should do that. Actually, it'd be amazing. Imagine.
Yeah, we have different perspectives, right? And sometimes you think, okay, you want to be somebody famous and things like that, but there is something extraordinary, and that's why when you reached me and I saw the work, I said, no, I'm gonna do this because it's about connecting with people.
Mm-hmm.
And learning photography is about finding the extraordinary in the ordinary. And just the fact that we are not famous, or we are not like a celebrity, doesn't mean that our lives are not interesting, that we don't have a point of view, and that we don't experience wonderful things in everyday life. So, yeah, let's switch.
I love it. I love it for sure. Oh my goodness, I love this. Amazing. I think you're totally right. I think people, we have a lot of things to share, a lot of things to connect with other people as well. You don't need to be a celebrity. You don't need to be well known. You know what I mean? There's always something to learn. There's always something to connect. There's always something to live in other people's shoes, in other people understanding, for sure.
Correct. And I think that at its core, that's the magic about your project. That is about connecting people, and they come and share their experiences. And if you listen, you can really get something out of this. So, yeah.
Good one. Amazing. Next question, Helamán. Let's do it. Next question for you is, tell us about your earliest memory in life.
It's so early that I don't remember it, so I'm just going to try to dig into that. Let's see. I think my earliest memory in life will be, and it's a really, really faded, but my great grandmother giving my brother bananas, and he reaching his arms and being so happy about reaching the bananas. And I remember the voice saying, you have to walk carefully home and just don't drop them. I think that is my earliest memory. I just thought about that. Yeah.
Wow.
I remember his arms like this because he was probably like 2.5 and I was probably 3.5. Something like that. Yeah.
You have just one brother?
I have 3 brothers, but back then he was the only one that I had, or the other one was. But yeah, I have 3 brothers.
Big family. Very good. Next question. Let's do it. Before the next question, Helamán, tell me how photography came into your life, how we started the passion about photography.
Well, as I said, I guess you discover things sometimes by accident, and sometimes you have it within you, but it wasn't nurtured. Therefore, it comes in your life. My father is an artist, so I always had this interest in art, but he paints. I cannot draw, but I always have an interest for space and things. And then when I came to the US, I was just thinking, okay, let's study something that will give you a job, that will open the opportunities. things like that. I was not planning on staying this long. And I thought, well, I want to work for diplomatic service, which is true. And then, but I was telling you, I was working with students in a high school, that were about to leave for college. So my job was to help them understand the challenges, complete the financial aid, complete the application process. And the kids are really excited about life. And then sometimes they don't know that there are some things that are going to come up and you tell them nicely so that they are prepared. And I guess that was what sparked my interest to say, okay, if I'm working with students to tell them to go and fulfill their dreams, why am I not fulfilling my dream? And because of my work, I had access to a grant and I just have the time. And I thought, well, it's just going to be a month and a half for a class. And if I take it, I'm not going to pay for it. It's part of the grant and I'm not going to waste that grant. And I have the time. Let's do it. So I did, and it was in April of what year, 2019. And then I got good feedback. And then I said, well, there is some of the grant left. Let's continue. And that's when I got caught up in this. And it's been a journey. I'm just starting, but it really fits my soul. It really makes me feel happy. And I don't know, I just like it. Yeah, that's it. It just captured me, and now I do it.
And what do you like to photograph the most? Like landscapes, people? What is your main area that you like to do to photograph the most?
Well, I guess that that's the beauty of going to learn, and that's the beauty about a college experience, a real college experience, studying what you want. It's an opportunity to figure out your voice. I have explored landscape. I have explored portrait. I explored the male physique last semester because I discovered lighting, and now we're doing product photography. The one that I still need to experiment more, it's a little more like documentary. But I have liked them so far. Personally, I like working more with people in portraits and trying to understand your personality and tell you, okay, what do you like? What are your interests? And trying to convey that in an image. But people really, really like my male physique. That's the most likes. But I did it because I was taking an art history class, and you see the subject is the body, the human body. Mm-hmm. And you see that through art history, and I thought, well, if art history is about that, why shouldn't I explore that subject? So that's what I did.
Amazing. Next question for you is, what does love mean to you?
Does it mean anything? Love, 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 love. Love is an abstract concept. And I think it's an evolving concept. And it means something in your life regarding the experience that you have. But it's a feeling, it's a beautiful feeling that in some times in my life really gave me like the drive to accomplish things and to discover myself, and it gives you that static feeling, and it's just beautiful, and you feel like you can do anything. And other times it has been like really difficult and painful experience that I don't wish anybody like the feeling of being rejected by somebody when you really love somebody. It questions everything. So it's an ever-evolving process that means different things at different parts of the life. And it's the same for everybody. I mean, everybody lives love and understands love in a different way. So it's very an abstract concept in a very personal experience. That's what I would define love.
Absolutely. I think love, it's a beautiful, magical feeling. At the same time as well, it can be very painful, it can be very challenging. But I think in the end of the day, it's worth to take the ride. It's worth to take in the challenge of love, even though knowing can be very painful.
Yeah, I mean, like Mariana will say, living for love. When she fall in the stage, you fall, but you raise up, and there you go. I hope to find it someday. But
For sure, it will come in the right time, for sure.
there you go. Somebody will see me in this interview, and I will find love.
You never know, you never know. Your love could be watching the interview right now. Imagine.
You know what? I should be careful about what I say because sometimes I make jokes and things happen. So, right.
Next one, let's do it. Okay, Lama, from Mexico. Next question is, if you could have dinner with anyone, living or not, who that would be and why?
Can I choose more than one? Or
You
just
can.
one?
You can
Okay.
choose.
I think I will choose a Mexican movie star that is deceased, Maria Felix. She was a really beautiful woman, but she was a character as well. She commissioned a snake made out of diamonds to Cartier and a crocodile necklace. So the fact that somebody has the confidence to wear a necklace made of diamonds and it's something beyond. And I would like to connect and be able to ask her questions and share her experiences. I would love to do that because she's a huge icon in Mexico. And I also would like to see it with Madonna. I think Madonna right now. She's a little like with the Instagram, but what she was doing in the 90s, pushing the boundaries and creating and opening the doors. I mean, I think she is a trail setter, and I think she has done something remarkable in the music industry for women and for women in general. But I think she's an icon, and her album "Ray of Light" is like part of the soundtrack of my life. So Madonna and Maria Felix.
Amazing. Imagine that table, three of you talking. Wow.
Yeah. That would be great. That would be like a dream come true. Perhaps Madonna still can know. And Maria afterlife. We'll see. Yeah, go.
Next one, let's do it. Before the next one, tell me, when you think about your hometown back in Mexico, besides your family, what do you miss the most? What do you think you go like, oh my God, I really miss that time, you know what I mean, in my hometown?
Well, the weather is completely different. Where I come from, it's in rain forest. It's not by the sea, it's like in the middle, but it's very green. And I really like those days when there is a lot of mist and there is rain. I miss that. Last summer, I was able to be there. And the happiest day of my life, and I'm not kidding about this, was riding a bike, having an ice popsicle and some grapes, and riding the bike back and forth, just eating it. Because that's something that I used to do when I was a kid. And being able to reconnect with that for me was like the definition of happiness. Just being there. Obviously, I miss my mother, and the food tastes so different, but I'm able to go every time that I go, and I enjoy that. On the other hand, it was my choice to come and experience this, and it has its benefits, and it has open opportunities, and it has made me grow as a person. So it's a combination because big part of my life is there, but it's also here. But at least I'm really fortunate to be able to experience that, and I enjoy it a lot when I go there. You're gonna make me cry.
Oh,
About my home.
and do you see yourself living in Salt Lake City and the US for a long period?
You know what? I don't know. I really like it here, but again, if I want to make a career in photography, I will have to go where the opportunities for that are, which at this stage are very like just starting. So we will see where life takes me, and I cannot predict if that is gonna be the plan, if that's what is gonna happen. But right now, yes, I guess, and we'll see. I mean, um, you have to open up your mind to possibilities.
Absolutely.
So,
And sometimes that's absolutely, and sometimes as well, life takes you in a direction that you're not expecting. So it brings a lot of surprise as well.
correct.
Yeah. Next question is, what hurt your feelings?
Well, I guess the rejection. Rejection is the what what really hurts my feelings in a way that hurts. Um, I guess all human beings have experienced some kind of rejection, so it's a universal feeling. But rudeness is kind of intertwined with rejection. So that is something that uh, I need to keep working on because it's a trigger. I mean, it can be like a real rejection, like big in love, let's say, for example. But also can be, and it happened to me a few days ago that I submitted some pictures for the student art show, and they didn't choose any. And I was like, okay, I believe in my work, and I think it has artistic merit. Why wasn't it chosen? And it really makes you wonder, like, am I good enough? Is my work good enough? And I talked to one of my professors and I said, like, what happened? And he's like, you know what? You have to develop a thick skin and let it go. Obviously, it's a good advice. Wish I could say, oh, I'm all light and I just let it go. No, it's a process because it's a rejection. So it is something that personally, and I think for many people, it's a wound that is very deep and it's a trigger. So that's it, rejection.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Helamán. I think we are not prepared. No one is prepared for rejection. I think the human being, it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, how you present yourself, how confident you are, but rejection is something that we are not, you don't know how to deal with that until it happens. You don't know how to approach that, how to respond to that. So yeah, I think all of us, we are not prepared. It's something difficult to deal with, something that there's no way, there's no like a certain right way of dealing with that. There's not. So it's very difficult for sure. I totally agree.
But it's part of life, and you just said that, and it's part of life.
Absolutely.
So you have to figure out your process, and that's what my teacher was saying. Like, okay, I understand your feeling, but it's not gonna go away. You have to figure out a way to
totally
deal with it. So
absolutely,
it's part of life.
It's part of the journey as well. We need those rejections. We need those rejections to get us to the place where we're meant to be. For sure, it's part of the journey.
That's a good way to see it.
Absolutely. Right, I have 3 questions left for you. Okay, let's do it.
Wow, it went pretty fast. It feels like 5 minutes.
Very fast. But before the next question, tell me so far, what's the most challenging part of being a photographer? Yeah. And what do you like the most?
I guess the challenging part is to figure out how to express in a visual way clearly what you have in your mind, or capture a sensation, because sometimes it's not about creating. Sometimes you see something and you see, oh, I have just 1 second to capture that. But storytelling in photography, I think it's important, and an image can say a lot. So discovering that and being able to figure out your own way to tell your own story in a visual way, I will say this challenging in the sense that it's self-discovery, but I think I'm doing my part in that sense. The most beautiful thing about photography, the best part, is that when you do it right, it really creates something that resonates to people and communicates an idea, and that people can get the story. And sometimes you can evoke an emotion and help people to see things that perhaps they didn't notice before, but they have always been there. It's about trying to find the extraordinary in the ordinary, and make it in a way that people can sense it and connect it. So hopefully, as I continue to develop my work, people can have that experience of saying, okay, I really connect with his photography. May not understand what he's trying to say, but there's something beautiful here that I didn't pay attention to before.
Very good. Next question is, what is the biggest difference between you and your best friend?
I cannot answer that question here. This is a PD. The main difference. I just can't. Well, we have a lot of fun together, as you can see, and I wish I could say the main difference, but but I guess it's yeah, let's say it in a different way. It's the approach to love. Completely different approach to love. But we bring out the best in each other, honestly, and not just with one friend, but different friends. And there is always this sense of laughter and happiness. But sometimes, your friends are like little dramatic. So, yeah, well, different approach in life. Let's just say that. But we share the journey together. So.
And your best friend lives there as well, or lives back to Mexico?
Yeah, no, I actually very lucky to have friends that I have shared, when I was in Mexico, and that we connect through, social media and still make like jokes and things like that. My friends have like this sarcastic sense of humor. I'm really sarcastic too. So that is something that unites us. But I do have really good friends here. Yeah, she lives here too.
Very good. 2 questions left for you. Let's do it. Next question for you is, what is your idea of a perfect day?
Well, not getting up early for sure. I'm not very good at getting up early. So that is good. And then you can have breakfast, but in the perfect day, I will have not to make the breakfast. I don't like cooking. And then, uh, and then you just enjoy some time outdoors, and you can just watch something that you really like. And I guess the idea that I'm trying to convey is that you feel connected to everything. You enjoy every single moment. Good music, it's a must. There should be really good music every day of your life. I always listen to music, and I just love it. I mean, you can have a wonderful day, but having the music enhances the experience and makes it like more memorable. So good music, good food, and just being present in the moment. That's what I'm trying to say.
Perfect. Very good. Ilana, ready for the last one?
I am.
Let's do it. Last question. But before the last question, people watching the interview, would you like to start a career as a photographer or an education on photography? What would be your best piece of advice for those people?
Start doing it. I mean, it's scary because you think it's a creative field and that sometimes there is uncertainty about the future. However, when I started this, I really discovered something that helped me to understand myself better, but it's something that I truly and really enjoy. So, do I know what's going to happen in the future? No, I really don't. Can I guarantee you that you will be successful? No, I don't. But I do understand that if you go with that, you will discover something creative within you that will make you a happier person. And I guess the doors will open, obviously, as long as you work for it. It's not like it's just gonna come out from nowhere. You have to work at it, but developing that sense of work, of responsibility, of understanding if you are given an assignment, okay, this is what you have to do, and just treating people nice. I have worked with some clients, and I always try to have a conversation with them and understand what they want, and really try to capture and guide them through the process. I guess something that I do personally well is direct people. Tell them, okay, this is what I want, and I show them. And when I'm working, I said, okay, this is what we see, but can you just lean this and give me a little more smile? Things like that, they really help, especially when you're working with people that want not a portrait, but a picture where they just look good and happy. You have to make them feel comfortable so that they naturally buy that.
Amazing. Very good. Last question for you is, who are you most thankful for and why?
There are lots of very important people in my life that have played a role that is very important, and it has allowed me to become the person that I am today. Uh, Besides family, friends, my therapist, I work with a therapist at UBU, uh, and I have struggled with depression and mental health for years. And working with him has been an experience that has allowed me um, to feel again and to connect. So I'm really grateful for my therapists and other therapists that I worked with in the past. But if I answer that, I will say that I'm just grateful that I am me, myself. And I'm going to explain why. Because it sounds very selfish, but no, it's not like that. Uh, in my case, or in the case of people that struggle with depression, what it does is that it disconnects you from feeling, and it disconnects you from your emotion, and sometimes even your ideas. So the fact that I'm able to connect with myself with my emotions again. It allows me to experience life in a different way, in a different sense. And it's my life, and it's the only one that I know that I'm gonna have. So the fact that I can feel and that I can connect, I'm just grateful to be me, because unfortunately there's a lot of people who do not get to that point of reconnection, and sadly they end up taking their life, and, and they just can't experience and they can't connect again. So the fact that, as you were saying, what will be your perfect, just the day that there is, and just feeling that. And as I said, happiest day on of last year was the day that I was in the bike, and I was just eating that popsicle and some grapes and enjoying the sun, and I just, that's me. Not a very complicated person, but I really have.
Amazing. Very good. Very good. Helamán, it's not the end yet, okay? Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words, and you just tell me one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay? So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Let's start with money.
A tool.
Family.
Family connection.
One word for love.
An abstract concept experience.
One word for life.
Psychedelic experience.
Sex.
Ecstasies.
Politics.
Something we should be thinking more of as the current situation in the world is.
One word for religion.
A personal experience.
Fear.
Wow, fear will be part of all the emotions we have.
Friendship.
A gift.
One word for desire.
Desire. Pleasure. Enjoyment. Carefree.
Regret.
Regret. Something we should not have.
Success.
Relative.
One word for wish.
Travel all over the world.
Happiness.
Relative.
One word for Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City will be a great place.
One word for Mexico.
The best country in the world, magical.
And the last one now, photography. One word.
Riding with light. Light.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely best friend for a coffee. And
I think you two will have a wonderful time talking.
So I'm going to have a wonderful time with your best friend, and I'm going to ask him, tell me the most beautiful thing about Helamán, and tell me something that he still needs to work on, to improve on. What your best friend would say?
I think she will say that the most wonderful thing is that I always listen, and that I always been there for her, him, or all my friends when they need me for real, and not even when they need me. I'm for them always and very present. The thing that I should work on will be my communication skills, in the sense that sometimes I can be a little critical and a little sarcastic. But I cannot help myself sometimes. So I think they will say sometimes he can tell you things that are like and they get furious, but it's not my fault to be right. Just- I just did that. That's what they will say. That I always think that I'm right, but
Helamán, let's play now. Helamán and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let's do it.
one more time, Daft Punk.
Okay, you can ask me a question now.
Okay, William. I'm gonna ask you the same questions that I ask the people that I have worked with the male figure. 3 songs, or at least 3, that really express who you are. And the second question, do you have any visual reference, a painting, a movie, or a picture that you really, really like?
I love the questions. I love it. Okay, so the first one, let's name the 3 songs that's like it brings me like in a very good mood.
Mm-hmm.
First one, I'm gonna tell. I think you know her. She's very famous in Brazil. She was very famous South America as well. Xuxa, Rainha de los Barris. Right. So there is a song called Lua Di Cristal. Yeah, Luna di Cristal. It's a very uplifting music where says for you to follow your dreams, to go after your dreams, to never give up. So this song is the first one. That's the song that's always when I listen to it, it just brings me like a lot of joy, a lot of like, willpower, way of persevering, going after my dreams. That's one of the music. Yeah, Lua de Cristal by Xuxa. Second one, second one, let's, you say about Madonna first, I think Madonna, had a big impact in a lot of people lives, and I think actually Ray of Light is one of the songs as well that when I listen to it, it gives me like a good vibe as well. It gives me it puts me in a very good mood, you know what I mean? And it reminds me how things can be very fast and sometimes you need to slow down a little bit. I would go for that. And the last one, I would go, there is a song called, so the name of is Baker Street's Undercover, yeah? So that's one of the songs it brings a lot for me. When I listen to it, it brings me peace. It brings me like, sometimes when you feel like melancholic for some reason, when you feel like, in a, let's say, not sad, but melancholic or feel a little bit lonely. So this music, Baker Street Undercover, it's one of the music that it just makes me feel a little bit better. It just brings me to you know what I mean, to a good place, let's say. Yeah.
Okay, great.
So the last question now about a picture or something that's right. Okay, the first thing that came to my mind is there's a friend of mine. He's English, yeah. And when I go to his place, he has a picture of the Queen Elizabeth, with her eyes closed like that. She just is a black and white picture, yeah, like she in a frame. She got his place like in a frame. So the picture is she's just literally closing her eyes like that, and it's black and white. And I don't know why, but that picture for me, it says a lot. I don't know, like the powerful of being the queen. At the same time as well, she looks very vulnerable, you know what I mean? Closed her eyes, but at the same time as well, that's the queen. So I don't know why. When I see that picture, always get my attention. When I go to his place, sometimes when I see that picture, always I keep looking for minutes. I just keep staring at it because for some reason, it's there's a lot of mystery there in that picture, but it just grabbed my attention for some reason, and I just like it. It's something there that you cannot describe because the picture says a lot for me. Because when you see just the queen, like just literally closing her eyes, but I don't know, there is something the picture that the message that's trying to pass that it's very intriguing, let's say it like that. So yeah, that's one of the pictures that it's kind of make me wonder. It makes me think about. It makes me kind of try to understand the queen. You know what I mean? So it's a simple picture, just like black and white. She just closed her eyes, and that's something that it gets my attention.
Well, I think that, thank you for sharing that. I think that it tells a lot about you. So if I were to take a picture of you, I will say, I think I visualize you with it's called soft light, which I will not take your picture like in a bright day. I could tell you, I have two options. I can work something called long exposures, where you draw with the movement in the light, because it reminds light and it's about inner light. But I will use a very soft light to light you, or I will photograph you in a place that is very beautiful outside, but almost even at night. Like that sense of the with a big smile, but the night kind of falling on you. That's how I that's how I work. You tell me, and then I think, okay, I will give you this or this, and I will say, which one will you choose? And then you will tell me what you choose. And that's it.
Amazing. Oh my God, I love the way you were explaining that. My goodness, I could picture like the place when you said that. Amazing, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. Or we could do something like a train moving, like you see kind of that movement, like the ray of light video, but you like very still. You see the concept, because we are multidimensional. We are like, I mean, I guess they always will say, "Oh, William, let's photograph you with color." But when you tell me no, it's a black and white picture, that tells me that, okay, yeah, I'm outgoing and I love music, but very, very like coexist a really peaceful part of music. So we have to try to understand that and see that.
Beautiful. Thanks for explaining that. Thanks for sharing that that way of photography, the way you would connect with the person you're photographing, and how you direct your work regarding the knowledge that you just got from the person you work with. I think it's very fascinating. Amazing.
No, thanks to you. And I have to say something that I should have started with this, but the day that you reach me, in numerology, I am number 33, which is the magical number, the master number. So the day that you reached me was actually the 33 day of the year when you sent me the message.
Wow.
February 2nd was the 33 day of the year. And that was the day that the two hashtag to the magical number, that portal opened up. So I think that was a great way to say and end up this conversation, or start this conversation, that William and the Magic Box, there is a magical sense going in the world. And I hope that people can see that in themselves through photography, through a conversation, and that we don't lose that connection with magic, because the magic is right here, right now. It's not complicated. It's just enjoying it every day.
Oh my God. And I must say something to you now, Helamán. You're not going to believe. My lucky number is 3.
I'm telling you. And I didn't think about it when you initially reached me. I was going through something, and I told you, well, let's do it on March, the 3rd month. And that's what I decided. But then one night I thought, like, think about the 33 of the year. And then I said, that's the 2nd of February. And if you look in your inbox, that's the you wrote me. So
that's amazing. Wow.
A ray of light.
We meant to have this moment. I think people cross other people's life for a reason. Could be numerology behind, or you know what I mean, as astrology. There's always there's always people they meet in the right time. They always, you know what I mean, meant to have this connection somehow. I totally believe that as well. And I think I'm going to finish with this lovely message you just left now. I always ask my guests on the show to leave a positive message, and you just did now with this lovely comment they've just made now. Thank you so much, Helamán, for taking the time. Thank you so much for being kind and sweet. And also, thanks so much for bringing this positivity way of you approaching life. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. Thanks for the interview.
My pleasure, my honor, and thank you for reaching me. It's out of my comfort zone to speak. Thank you very much for helping me to do that. It's a great experience for me. Thank you.
Thanks so much. It was a pleasure. The pleasure is all mine. Thanks so much, and keep in touch, okay? Enjoy your weekend.
As well.
Take care. Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.